What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like the Fever president just let the cat out the bag about filling this roster.
We're down in numbers, but we're looking at adding another player for a replacement player to help us with our numbers and try to get people healthy and try to get a full roster back together. I mean, games are still coming, so it's going to be an adjustment. But
Fever president Kelly Krauskopf just broke the internet, and not with a cat meme note. She said this wild thing about Kane Clark's injury, and now the WNBA's drama meter is officially off the charts. Did she throw shade, spill tea, or just lose her mic filter entirely? Whatever, was Eclipse going viral faster than Clark's crossover? And you seriously need to hear to believe it.
So yeah, Caitlin left quad strain, happened in the game. She's now out for, it says 2 weeks. She's missing however many games in those next couple weeks. Some of those games, the one against the Mystics was moved to Baltimore, a larger arena. The one against the Sky moved to the United Center, a larger arena.
First of all, WNBA was awesome before Caitlin got here, and it's been awesome for a really long time. They're probably gonna go, and yes, they might be a little disappointed that they don't see Caitlin play, but they're probably gonna go and like get an amazing game and then be like, oh wow, this is awesome, I love the WNBA.
The only thing that really stood out, to be honest, was there was one quote in one of the front office sports articles. It's unclear whether the teams will provide any compensation for fans who bought tickets to their game.
But even if the team is back up to full strength, you still can't get around Kathy Angelbert officiating the WNBA like she's auditioning to replace Simon Cowell on America's Got Talent. Except instead of judging singers, she's judging whether body slams and paint count as good hustle. Let's be real, Caitlin Clark could get bulldozed by a steamroller in front of 3 refs, and Kathy Angelbert would issue a press release explaining. It has robust defensive enthusiasm.
we have a good group. We have good depth, thankfully, so that should help us.
Are you hoping to have that player before Tuesday's game?
We're hoping, yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever been through any circumstance this early into the season where you're battling 3-4 down? Like, how unique is it?
I don't remember. I don't, probably, but I mean, because, the WNBA, the roster sizes are so much smaller. So when you get down to the 11-player roster and you lose 3 players like that, now you've got to add a quick player to your roster. So, it's something that you just deal with being in this league.
Seriously, as Kelly Krauskopf said anything about this officiating fiasco, because if she hasn't, we're starting to wonder if the Fever front office is being run like a secret escape room, clues everywhere, zero communication. And the only way out is watching the Liberty hoist another trophy.
Much like Tyrese Halliburton, she gets you the ball in places that you didn't even know you were open. I see so many similarities in Caitlin and Tyrese, primarily because they control the tempo of the game. And we want to play almost identical to the way the Pacers are playing, or maybe they want to play like we're playing. But either way, it's, finding those right fits around a point guard like her is going to make us awfully dangerous. And I'm looking forward to that challenge because, you're looking for the right types of players.
Picture this: the Fever finally put their Avenger squad together. Caitlin's ankles are back from sabbatical. Aaliyah Boston remembers how to smile again. And Alyssa Smith's knees haven't been wrapped tighter than a Chipotle burrito. They're healthy, they're focused, they're ready. And then bam, 2 minutes into first quarter, Clark gets called for breathing too confidently near Sabrina Ionescu, foul number 1.
Being in a rhythm after Friday's game, what do you do with all of these injuries and potentially bringing someone in to try to get into some semblance of a rhythm?
I think the simplifying hopefully helps that. Giving them just a couple of things that we can focus on. We continue to really rep over the last 2 days on both ends of the floor. Knowing that some players are going to be playing out of position and freeing them up to stay aggressive and just play. And, that's the fun, challenging part of the coaching situation is still putting them in positions to be successful while it might be.
Because let's face it, the Liberty are win it all again, not because they're unstoppable. Although, yes, they are stacked like a Jenga tower on performance-enhancing glue, but because they have the one thing no team in the league can seem to acquire: referee immunity. And Ionescu could probably punch someone, steal their knee pad, wear them, and the refs would just hand her a free throw for being innovative on defense. Meanwhile, Clark so much as sets her feet, and she's booked for a war crime, the fans. Oh, they're starting to notice the slow realization that the WNBA might be officiated by confused interns from a law school improv team is hitting harder than Caitlin's half-gat range. We got fans doing their own foul compilations on TikTok, complete with slow-mo edited dramatic piano music, and captions like, "Clark's arm was just surgically removed, no foul." And let's not even get started on the mysterious. oh, the Fever just don't play defense. Talking point that seemed to come out every single time the team complains about officiating that's rich, that's like walking into a crime scene, seeing the body, and blaming the victim for not ducking the knife. It's gaslighting at a professional level.
Injuries are a part of it. Again, I get it. It sucks. If you bought a ticket to see somebody and they're hurt, I get it. That is like a big bummer. But no, you would never say that about men's sports. If LeBron was out, or Steph Curry or the big names were out for a couple weeks, they would never be like, oh, we're going to reimburse you guys. Sorry about that. Now you're just not taking the WNBA as a business. You're not seeing it as a business. So I'm like, yeah, she's hurt. It sucks. And the league will continue to go on.
Now, don't get it twisted. New York is good, like unfairly good. Their bench could probably beat half the league in a 7-game series. But it's hard to take the sport seriously when the rules seem to only exist for one side of the court. It's like the WNBA took home court advantage and said, let's make it a legal doctrine. And honestly, it's exhausting. Beaver fans are out here just trying to enjoy a rebuild that finally started showing sparks. Caitlin Clark jersey sales are through the roof. The arenas actually got people in the seats again. And Indiana hasn't felt this alive since P2 and Manning was throwing footballs into orbit. And what do they get in return? Foul trouble by minute. 3 refs acting like they're watching the game through a fog machine. And Kathy Angel Burt sipping LaCroix in a luxury suite pretending not to notice the chaos on the court. At this point, Kelly Krauskopf needs to channel her inner WWE heel and go full villain. At a press conference, throw a chair called Kathy by her middle name, quote, Mean Girls.
Caitlin Clark was lost yesterday to an injury for at least 2 weeks. Now, the thing about it is they're going to reevaluate in 2 weeks. And of course, man, these teams, I told you earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the United Arena, you're screwed. You're done. You're cooked. Nobody is going to show up to this thing. Chicago Sky can't sell out their own 9,000 something seat arena like it is. They couldn't when they were.
And you know what the wildest part is? If the situation were reversed, if Caitlin Clark were on the Liberty getting treated like a royal in a Disney remake. You know, Kathy will be sending out officiating memos like their invitations to an Oscar party. Suddenly, every hand check will be a federal offense. ESPN would run a 24-hour justice for Caitlin Ticker. You think I'm exaggerating, but remember, this is a league where narratives shape policy faster than rule books. So again, Kelly, we love the viral moments, we do, but unless those viral moments start including the words, we are demanding a full investigation into why Caitlin Clark's arm is no longer attached. Then the Liberty are just going to cruise right through another postseason, not because they're better, but because the referees are out here acting like unpaid interns at a Globetrotters game. Fix it, or at least foul everyone equally. Is that too much to ask the Fever? Without Caitlin Clark, it's like a pizza without cheese. Sure, it still technically exists, but why are we even pretending it's worth watching? Honestly, watching the Fever try to run offense without Clark is like witnessing a slow-motion car crash, except instead of metal crunching, it's the sound of missed layups echoing through the arena like a sad trombone.
Turns out she's human after all, Dan. She's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Caitlin Clark? Remember last year, she played in the Final Four. Right after that, she went immediately to the WNBA. Draft came, season started, and, didn't miss a beat. And all of a sudden, she got a little rest and comes back, gets a little banged up. I heard you talking about it earlier, and it's going to be fascinating to me, Ricky. I've been to Fever games, and the one thing you notice, and this is more so than even when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts.
Caitlin Clark is a turbo boost to a team otherwise stuck in neutral. She's not just a spark plug, she's the entire fireworks show, lighting up the court every time she dribbles past half court. Without her, the Fever look like a group of well-meaning tourists trying to find their way through a maze without a map, GPS, or even a hint from a kindly minotaur. It's painfully clear that without CC leading the charge, the offense becomes less a carefully orchestrated symphony and more like a garage band, fumbling over the chords of Wonderwall. And it's not just the pace, although the team's offense slows down so much. Without her, you'd think they were trying to set a Guinness World Record for the longest time to score 2 points. In a professional basketball game, the entire team seems to lose its confidence, like someone pulled the batteries from their walkie-talkies mid-conference. Call passes become hesitant, cuts become cautious, and the entire vibe shifts from, let's go win this thing, to does. Anyone remember what we're supposed to do again? The contrast between Fever with and without Clark is so stark it should come a before and after commercial soundtrack. Cue the dramatic violin swell for the without Caitlin scenes.
Financial impact of Caitlin Clark on the WNBA is worth close to $1 billion. So when we have been on here telling you that she is the needle mover, she is the box office attraction, she is the game changer, she is her. We're not just making it up. We're not just making up a story to tell you. I don't have the energy to make up stories. I give you information. And when I tell you she is all those things, and you tell me, well, no, she's not, well, I have the data to back it up. There's an article today.
It's basically an object lesson in how one player can be the life force of a team. Without her, the Fever's offense is like a Netflix series that's lost its star actor halfway through season 1. Suddenly nobody knows why they're still tuning in. And if you think this is just a team adjusting phase, think again. The WNBA without Clark's electric style is just plain dull. It's like switching from a triple shot espresso to lukewarm decoffee. Energy saps out of the arena faster than you can say fast break. You don't just miss her scoring, you miss the chaos. She brings those ankle-breaking crossovers, those no-look passes that leave defenders spinning like they're on a tilt-a-whirl, and that contagious excitement that makes even casual fans sit up and pay attention, which brings us to a brutal truth about the WNBA's broader appeal. The league's marketing gurus might try to sell you on star power and team depth, but let's be honest, Caitlin Clark is the walking, talking, three-point shooting poster child of why fans actually watch the games.
Light on when this injury actually occurred. Do you have any idea how serious is this?
Well, Malika, what we've been told so far by the team is that this is actually an injury that was separate from the quad tightness issue, as Caitlin Clark described it earlier in the preseason, that she dealt with before. So it's a little bit of interesting situation given that it was the same leg, but the team is saying it is actually a new injury. We did see that after she missed that first preseason contest with that quad issue, she returned and played in the rest of the preseason, even though she was limited at some points during practice. She obviously played during the regular season, these last 4 games, including 38 minutes the other day against the New York Liberty when she played and closed out the game.
This isn't to say the Fever are doomed without her, but it sure does look like they're auditioning for a spot on a slow-motion documentary about how to survive basketball games. Without a star player, you can hear the team trying to rally, but it's like watching a relay team drop the baton. At every handoff, the offense sputters, the defense strains, and the crowd's excitement level dips below room temperature. The sad part, it just proves how ridiculously valuable Caitlin Clark is, not just to the Fever, but to the entire WNBA ecosystem. She's the kind of player who makes you want to schedule your evenings around games, who creates those did you see that moments that get passed around in group chats and water cooler talks. She's the MVP, in every sense most valuable player, most viral performer, and maybe very perfect human basketball highlight reel. So yes, the Fever might have full roster, but without CC, it's like a band missing their lead guitarist during the encore.
Live sports supporters, well, I think this pretty much closes the book on its Me Too. They're tuning in for Me Too. Oh, the WNBA's not going to like that. Oh, those Angel Reese trolls online that are trying to come for me and other YouTube channels, y'all aren't going to like this. Good. Too bad. I mean, it's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship, this whole bus. She's driving it, everybody else get in the back.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, they're the pulse that keeps the Fever's heart beating fast and the WNBA spotlight shining bright. Without her, the Fever's game feels less like a thrilling ride and more like a Sunday drive to a town with nothing but stop signs and speed bumps, and nobody tunes in for a slow, boring Sunday drive to take away. If the Fever want to be competitive, exciting, and watchable, they better pray Caitlin Clark's injury rehab goes faster than a sprint to the basket, because until she's back, the Fever look like they're running drills and molasses, and that's a highlight reel no one wants to see. Sometimes simplicity is king. You don't need to invent rocket science to score points. Just hand the ball to your MVP Caitlin Clark and let her work her magic. But nope, now we got offenses so complicated they'd make a NASA engineer weep.
Media know and let everybody else know that's trying to push this agenda as a big deal. We don't care. We never cared. Matter of fact, we don't even care about her skin color or what she looks like. Only thing we care about when it comes to Caitlin Clark is her conduct on the basketball court. We care about the fact that she is a hero to so many young ladies, and the reason why is because when she should have given up a long time ago, she never did. She was the one that kept getting up after everybody pushed her down. She was the one that showed that she was a good basketball player, despite what the other girls were saying. She is the type of person that encourages other girls to follow their dreams.
And meanwhile, Angel Reese and the Skies are out here acting like they just found cheat codes to the WNBA, 3 wins in the bag, looking slick and smooth, while the Fever are stuck at a glorious 2. That's right, less wins, and the Skies, a team that, let's be honest, no one thought would be this competitive this season. The Fever, who were supposed to be soaring, are barely keeping pace with team that's probably plotting world domination in their downtime. So what's the takeaway? Maybe stop trying to. Fix what isn't broken, let the point guard do her thing, keep the offense simple enough that even a confused squirrel could follow it. Because if you keep twisting the screws, the Fever might just turn into the Skies cheer squad. And nobody wants that except maybe Kathy Engelberg, who'd probably hand out fouls like participation trophies just to keep things interesting.